You're listening to Carolina Forest Panther football on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network, and it starts right now.
Do-over time. Hello and welcome to Carolina Forest Panther football here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network, as we have some Saturday afternoon football today because of the rain out last night. Moving it up to this afternoon as the Carolina Forest Panthers take on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs here at Hank Hester Stadium in Little River. My name's Brandon Biskobing. I'll be bringing you all the action this afternoon, and join me as usual, Preston Payne. And Preston, this is not completely uncharted territory for us. We had one last year with Goose Creek, but always interesting when you have to play a Saturday afternoon game.
I mean, it's interesting, but also it's not out of the, again, like we said, this team did it last year. Yep. So it's one of those things where I don't really, the only thing that I could see it affecting play is the fact that you had all of the pregame jitters and the pregame, you went through the entire warm-up session, and you're about 10 minutes from game time and lightning strikes, and you got to stop. Yeah. That would be the only thing, is you have to bring yourself back down from that and then re-go the next day at an earlier time as well.
Well, also, I mean, I know, for basketball, you would get a few here and there, but for the most part, you're always, in high school, you're always playing in the evening.
Right.
Does that have an impact, that that schedule change at all?
I don't think so. Only because, I will say from AAU experience, when you're playing from anywhere from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. at night, it's one of those things where, unless it's one of those 8 a.m. type of games, it really doesn't affect your body that much. Okay. If you've gotten a good breakfast in and you've gotten what you need to do for as an athlete, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't really see it as that big of a deal. But I mean, it could definitely be a factor if players had a rough night's sleep last night because of the weather, or just whatever the case may be. I'm sure that bus ride was not fun going home, but yeah. I don't think it'll be that much of an impact. Yeah. I think this game is going to kind of play out like it did last night because, and we were noticing this earlier, it is a swirling wind in the stadium. It's not just a one wind blowing direction. If you look at the flags on the far side of the field, half the flags are blowing towards our left. We're actually on the away side.
Yeah.
So the right side of the stadium and the flags on the left side of the stadium are actually blowing straight towards us. So it's a swirling wind that will definitely play into a factor of the passing game and the kicking game. But again, it's going to be kind of like the same conversation we were having last night. How much of that impact is going to be translated into the play calling?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, obviously no rain today, so that helps a little bit. But you still have that swirling wind. Not quite as bad as last night, though. Last night, up to, getting up to 20 miles an hour, whereas today it's only 10 miles an hour. But yeah, going to be an interesting game. Carolina Forest comes into this game 2-3. North Myrtle Beach at 2-2. Everyone else in the region has played already, so we'll talk about some scores during halftime. But yeah, just looking at this game,
thoroughly can do. I think it is should or does Mark Morris pull starters early. Because I think that was the problem in the Stratford game. He tried to take Khalil Johnson out of the game and start the second half. He tried to just do these things that were more conservative. And
game for the Panthers before they start region play in a couple of, and then they travel to Conway to face off against the Tigers. Not nearly as many people here on the visitors side.
However, I I think that has more to do with just travel. I don't think people are like really trying to go out, especially after how nasty it was last night. I don't think people are really trying to go out, especially the Jared Serrato, Tyreek Livingston. Braylon Fernandez has been in the mix, but the front seven has been controlled by mostly two people, and Jared Serrato and Braylon Fernandez, or Tyreek Livingston, I should say. How does that translate into this game and region play going forward? Because Jared Serrato leading the team with 18 tackles, Tyreek Livingston with 14. Yeah. So those are the two highest tackling people on the team. And when that happens, when it's in your front seven, classic, and I said that it was going to be that type of thing, and it has so far, as I think they are getting ready to play the national anthem. Yeah,
so we'll take a quick break for the national anthem and then come back with some final thoughts and get you ready for kickoff their football network.
Switching is easy. To switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical conditions are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com, or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
We are just moments away from kickoff here in Little River as the Panthers get set to take on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs in their final non-region game of the season before having their bye week and then starting region play at Conway. Final thoughts before this one gets underway?
I do have one thing to say.
Okay.
So this Carolina Forest Panthers offense put up 457 yards of total offense last night. Or not last
week.
Last week.
Didn't get any last night.
Got exactly zero total yards of offense last night. But I think this week should be a replicate. It should be almost the exact same. I say Khalil Johnson gets his first 200-yard rushing game of the season this week. And I think Ethan Hamilton also goes for a little over 100 yards rushing.
One thing that we didn't talk about earlier that you have to take into consideration, we did talk about the wind, but specifically talking about the comparison between these two teams, the
659 yards rushing. Yeah. Along with Ethan Hamilton, who has 452 yards rushing on the season. So that is going to be the dynamic between this game is, can North Myrtle Beach find success in that passing game?
Exactly, and especially with the wind. Right. So you'd have to imagine with the weather, advantage goes to Carolina Forest on that front.
I would tend to agree with that. I think Carolina Forest won the toss.
Yeah.
I
didn't see who won the toss.
Carolina Forest will be moving from from right to left from the home side of the stadium.
Yeah, gotta be reverse for us.
Because we're gonna have to think in the reverse.
Yeah, because we are in the visitors' press box, which apparently I found out that this prior to the renovations. I think it was a couple of years ago. The North Myrtle Beach radio guys use this box.
Yeah?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting that they decided to
flip-flop them?
Flip everything. As the Chiefs come out on the field. Kind of disappointing that this is a day game. You don't get the same effect well, no, not just of the tunnel, but they have the whole light show
yeah.
here. You don't get we didn't get a chance to see the light show that they put on here. Kind of similar to Alabama, how they have the LED lights here.
This is going to be a fun one. I can't. This offense is going to be, especially if it's going to be a windy, nasty game. That is what I'm hoping this Carolina Forest Panthers offense can do. I think, again, Khalil Johnson. My prediction for the game, my bold prediction, if you will, is that he gets over 200 yards rushing.
Yeah.
But the past 3 games, he's been on pace for it.
Yeah.
It's just the second half, he's either gotten slowed up or they've tried to fizzle him out of the offense, as I think Carolina Forest will start the game on
Carolina
offense.
Forest will receive the opening kickoff. Braden
and the tunnel helmet is flying away. Oh, no.
That just shows you how much the wind is blowing
It is
today.
carrying.
It has blown all the way from where it was over by the far side corner of the end zone all the way to the end
deep part of the track.
The deep part of the track behind the for us the left side end zone.
And I'm ready for some Saturday football.
Yeah.
My dream is to call some Saturday games, but I was hoping it'd be some college.
Yeah. But we'll have some Saturday afternoon football here for you guys on the high school front. Braden Russell gets ready to kick it off, and we are underway. It's a short kick, fielded, actually a longer kick than I thought it was going to, fielded at around the 10-yard line, taken down at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will start on offense. So we were talking about this off the air before we went on. Do we get another second play touchdown this week?
I maybe, but I wouldn't come out to expect it.
No.
But I mean, we've seen the speed of Khalil Johnson, and I think that is exactly what it can happen if he gets a big hole.
Panthers will start with 2 wide receivers out there, 1 on either side, and 2 tight ends in the shotgun set. Hands it off to Johnson. Johnson tries to blow through the line and gets held up at the 27-yard line. So a decent gain for him, and it'll be 2nd and 5.
And that's the setting the tempo run. If that is what we get, again, 3 yards in a cloud of dust is great, but if you can get 5 yards, that's even better.
Yep.
And so you don't need to have 10 yards a gain, 10 yards a rush every single time. You just need to keep it consistent, if you will.
Panthers going with the 2 running back set in the backfield, 2 wide on the near side. Hamilton motion, but a whistle is blown. Looks like they're going to call a false start.
Nope, it's going to be timeout on Carolina Forest.
Wow, so very early on, less than a minute coming off of the clock. And already the Panthers called their first timeout of the half.
And, again, that is not something you want to see. That means either preparation was wrong or someone was out of position and Mark Morris felt that they could not continue to play with that set on.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to notice or point out is the fact that Philip McClellan.
They'll go with the 2 running back set. They'll hand it off to Jaron Fox, but he'll get held up right at the line. May have lost yard. And it'll be 3rd and 5. 3rd and 4, actually.
And that is another thing that we kind of have to talk about because we were forced to. Jaron Fox, the emergence of him this season has been absolutely crazy. Started as RB4 on the depth chart?
Yeah, he wasn't even on my original depth chart.
So that was kind of crazy, and it's at the expense of Quavius.
And off to Johnson. Johnson finds a hole, still on his feet, but then gets tripped up at the 42-yard line. And that will be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
There's a flag down on the back side of the field, though. It's going to be coming back.
Yeah,
so it's going to be coming back.
Thought we had the first down of the game, but
no.
This one's coming back on a holding call, presumably.
I didn't see a signal.
9 now for Carolina Forest.
Maybe a passing down situation here, but I also think with how good this running game has been, you can afford to run the ball here.
Yeah.
I think you have the full playbook, which is wild to say because last year we would have been saying let Scotty throw it deep.
Yeah.
And it's just a completely flipped
It's a complete reversal of the play calling from last year.
Right.
Shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide on the near side. They'll move Ober from the slot. And now rolling out, he is going to pass, rolling out to his left and getting sacked in the backfield. That is Trenton Fredericks, who came in from the safety position to make that sack. And now it is 4th and
15?
16. They're going to say 16. And you have to imagine that the Panthers are going to punt it here.
Yeah, Ethan Hill's going to drop back.
Oh, a bad snap, but Hamilton is able to get it off. And the Chiefs will let it roll. It will take a Panther roll and will be downed at the 45-yard line. So that's where North Myrtle Beach will start on offense, their first time out on the field. And I mean, outside of the run that was called back, not exactly the start offensively that you want to see for the Panthers.
Yeah, not at all. And on that last passing play, I think Ethan Hamilton just kind of held the ball for a little too long.
Yeah.
It was a weird snap. It was kind of a low snap, but also when you're rolling out, you can't stay stationary.
Yeah.
You can't when you have a play that's designed to roll out, you can't read the field from the middle of the field. You have to roll towards all your wide receivers, and that just didn't happen right there.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side for the Chiefs. Cloninger takes the snap, hands the ball off, trying to get through the line, but held up right past the line of scrimmage. At the 46-yard line is Steven Vereen.
And great push by that defensive line there, was able to secure the middle of the field, and that's kind of where they were going inside zone there, so you want to secure the middle, and that's exactly what they did.
2nd and 9, pistol set for North Myrtle Beach this time. 2 wide on the far side. 1-step drop for Cloninger. Tries to throw it to the far side, incomplete. They're trying to get it to Caden Gore.
And that was good defense on the far side by, I believe that was number 9, Xavion Wins, on that far side. And he was able to lock down that edge and force a 3rd and long. And maybe these teams a little rusty, like I said, trying to go back down from the adrenaline from last night and now having to build it back up. Both these teams look a little bit rusty.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 from the 46-yard line of North Myrtle Beach. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Snap, 3-step drop for Cloninger, throws it down the middle, and it is caught by number 44, the tight end, Brown Reeves. And that will be enough for a North Myrtle Beach first down.
And that is one of those things that I was talking to one of the players from Carolina Forest, and that is one thing that he saw was tight ends are going on streak routes and just they utilize their tight ends a lot more than we do.
Yeah. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Cloninger now looking over to the sideline. And he'll take the snap, hands it off, trying to get through the hole, and does. That is number 3, Evans Bellamy, with the carry. And he will get taken down at the 38-yard line. Hurry up offense, but a whistle is blown. I believe thought a timeout was called, but I guess not. Whistle was blown for some reason. North Myrtle Beach moving quickly. Snap, hands it off to Bellamy again. Great cutback up the middle of the field, and he gets taken down at the 32-yard line, and that'll be enough for another North Myrtle Beach first down.
I'll tell you what, Bellamy is small.
Yeah.
Bellamy is, if you know the Cowboys, Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn's like 5'8", 140. I'd be saying that Bellamy's pushing that. And so it's hard to really tackle him because you can't get a handle around him.
And as we saw on that last play, as they'll hand it off. Oh, no, play action pass and sack. Cloninger gets taken down. That will be number 34 coming from the backfield. And number 34, that's Abdul Abak. First time calling his name this season, and he got into the backfield quick.
He did, and he's been on the backfield the past couple of plays. The passing play for the first down, he was also probably about a second too late to get to Bellinger.
Pistol set, 2 wide on the far side, throwing it down the field, and it is incomplete. Trying to get it to Darius Lamart.
And it was a fade route, and he just kind of faded him too far.
Yeah.
Now it was there, it just not the accuracy that you want from the quarterback right there.
And that'll bring up a 3rd and very long 3rd and 20.
And what's funny is Abak doesn't even have the Panthers helmet. His helmet is just one of the basic, like, almost bucket helmets.
I wonder if someone's injured or something for why he's playing in this game. But, I mean, he's producing.
He is producing.
3-step drop, passing it down the middle, and it is incomplete. Tried to get it to Andrew Kreider.
And I'll tell you what, Abak was there again. Abak was coming off that end position and was just right there to, like, about a half a second too late and could have had a sack there as well. But it is really good to see pressure coming off that edge.
Braden Russell now to come out to punt it away, and a good job by the Panthers defense after giving up the decent passing play in the first down to buckle down and have that bend but don't break mentality that they've had all season. And the punt is up. It'll be a high.
That was just not a smart decision on that return by Ronnie Walker.
So the Panthers will have the whole length of the field to cover here on their second drive of the game.
That is not what you want to see.
No.
That is on top of the bad decision to try to return it, then the bad decision, the muffed punt on top of that.
And then still basically trying to go instead of just falling on it, essentially.
Right.
Because he lost an extra yard that he didn't need to.
Right.
They'll go 2 wide on the far side, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson gets the lane. He's gone! 40, 50, 40.
Flipping the field position, all of a sudden Khalil Johnson is putting this Panthers offense right where they want to be, backed up from the 1 yard line to now on the North Myrtle Beach 25-yard line. What a run.
So that, like you said, going from being stuck on your own end zone to now being just 5 yards away from the red zone. They'll hand it off to Jaron Fox. He'll get the first, or get close to the first down marker. He'll get a gain of, they'll say he got 7, or 8, excuse me, and it'll be 2nd and 2. And now the Panthers.
Chiefs will call it.
Yeah, Chiefs will call a timeout. But I was going to say the Panthers are now in the red zone.
Panthers are now in the red zone, and what a two. It's funny because I guarantee you what Khalil Johnson's getting told right now is unhitch the trailer. Get just a little bit more speed in you, and you're gone. But
yeah,
it's funny because I was laughing because a couple years ago Jay Ajayi on the Dolphins, he had a breakaway run like that, but he got caught.
Yeah,
and I forget who it was, but he said the same thing to him: unhitch the trailer.
Yeah,
and now every time I see someone get chased down like that, it's the same thing. And I'll tell you what though. The outside zone right there, because on that 74-yard run that they had, that was what it was. It was a outside zone. They ran it to Philip McLean's side, and when I tell you, I could have ran through that hole. I could have ran through that. Yeah. Like it was a wide open hole, and all he had to do was break away, and that's exactly what he did.
A great job. I believe it was either Trenton Fredericks or Sincere Jefferson who was able to come from behind and tackle him. Great job by him, though, not giving up on the play.
Right.
And being able to use his speed to get him. Back in action now. Shotgun set 2 wide on two wide on either or one wide on either side as Ethan Hamilton takes the read option into the end zone for the touchdown.
And that is that's exactly what you want. You want starting from your 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Your offense runs
like 3 plays, 99-yard drive for the Panthers, and they take the touchdown lead. Extra point is up and good. And
To the State Farm Dave, just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Panthers up 7-0 after the first touchdown of the game being scored on a 99-yard drive, 3-play 99-yard drive. Started off with a 75-yard run by Khalil Johnson.
And we said that this offensive running game was going to be really, really good this game.
Yeah.
I think it proved itself right
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And Ethan Hamilton is not – it's almost like Jalen Hurts in the Eagles offense. He's not going to run a whole lot from the in between the 20s.
Yeah.
But from in the red zone, he's going to run the ball. And right there it showed and got the touchdown.
Yeah. And one thing we talked about more so last night than today, but J.J. Chaddock coming out to kick the extra point instead of the Panthers deciding to go for it due to the wind.
Right.
As the kick, a whistle is blown as the ball is kicked. I think there is a flag.
It's going to be flag on Carolina Forest.
They're going to say that the Panthers were off. J.J. Chaddock just gets to show off his leg from the college/NFL line now.
Yeah, right. This second defensive possession is going to be interesting because do the Chiefs kind of try to switch up their their game plan going into this because they're not going to be able to throw the ball as well?
Mm-hmm.
And do they go with the running game that was kind of effective on the first drive as J.J. Chaddock is going to boot it? It's going to be more of a pooch kick, if you will. He's going to be fair caught. It's going to be muffed and fell on at about the 23-yard line by number 3. I don't have.
That is Ronnie, or excuse me, that is Evans Bellamy.
Evans Bellamy on
who
the
fell
turn.
on that one.
And Chiefs. Oh, not a bad kick from J.J. Chaddock. It
No.
set up in decent field position for the Carolina Forest defense. Now the defense has to capitalize on it.
Shotgun set, one wide on either side. They'll take the snap. Read option. Bellamy. They're going to go triple option. Pitches it out. And Caden Gore goes out of bounds at around the 33-yard line. One of those wide receiver triple options there that you didn't have the pitch man in the backfield. You went to one of the wide receivers. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side.
It's going to be offsides. And it's going to be offsides on Albach. Dual Albach that we were talking about earlier. He's just a little bit jumpy, and that's going to give North Beach a first down off the offside penalty.
So after a good first drive for Albach, a bit of a mental error right there, and the Chiefs get a first down off of it. So 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Pistol set. They'll hand it off. And getting through the hole for a decent gain is Steven Vereen.
And, again, not a bad – it was a really good tackle in the open field, but also you can't let him get – the running back gets to the second level right there, and there's not a whole lot you can do to stop more than a 5-yard gain when the running back gets to the second level.
Yeah. They'll go 3 wide on the near side, shotgun set. Cleanger takes a snap, play action, rolling out to his left, throwing it to the flat receiver, completed to Caden Gore.
There's a flag on the backside. It's going to be holding on North Myrtle Beach. Albach was actually trying to come in off the far side sideline, or off the far side end, and he was held on the way trying to get to the quarterback. So that's going to be coming back.
So lucky break for the Panthers. Wouldn't have gotten a first down anyway. It was just a yard or so short. But either way, now that makes it from a 3rd and 1 to a 2nd and 13.
Yeah.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Snap, 5-step drop, a little screen pass is caught but walloped in the backfield. Steven Vereen not able to get anything done. Ronnie Walker there for the tackle, along with there was another Panther.
It was Principe.
Oh, okay.
Jonathan Principe was on the or it was Rivas. It was Jonathan Rivas, excuse me, on the tackle with Ronnie Walker.
So that'll set up a 3rd and 16 now. But now Chiefs may try to go to their bread and butter. Rolling out to his right, then throwing it on the run, completed to the far side sideline and Trenton Fredericks. But it will not be enough for a first down. So now it will be 4th and 9, and you'd have to imagine that the Chiefs are going to punt it away. Although Cloninger is staying. Oh, no, I take that back. I thought I saw Cloninger on the field, but they will bring in Braden Russell. Russell gets a snap and boots it away. Panthers will just let it bounce. It takes a huge set, 2 wide on the near side. Snap, hands it off to Johnson. Johnson finds a hole and still on his feet, pushing forward and gets taken down at the 29-yard line. It'll be right at the line to gain. We'll see.
It'll be a yard. It's going to be a yard short.
Yeah, it's going to be just a few inches short. So it'll be 3rd and inches. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Johnson again. Johnson pushes forward through the pile. And I believe they're going to say he got just enough.
If he needed inches, he got 4.
Yep. So they will say he just got enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. And a bit of a delay.
I believe they're saying
the
play. They're saying the play clock is.
Okay.
They're trying to raise the play clock.
Hamilton looking over to the sideline for the play call. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes a snap, speed option. He'll pitch it out. Jaron Fox finds a lane, and he's gone down the near side sideline. 30, 20, and gets pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. But another big run for the Panthers, and they're in the red zone once more. That's another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And when I tell you that was a great use of the speed option out to the outside, that was amazing. And the big play this time by Jaron Fox, a 49-yard carry, and just able to get out to the outside and use the speed of Jaron Fox. That was something that we usually see from Khalil Johnson, and now we're seeing it from Jaron Fox, and that's a great evolution in Jaron Fox's game.
They'll mark him just outside of the red zone on the 21-yard line. This time hands it off to Khalil Johnson. Khalil Johnson tries to get around the corner, and he'll get taken down at around the 13 or 14-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. I'll actually say he got pushed out of bounds at the 15. But, Panthers now in the red zone. Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson, and he'll get taken down at around the 10-yard line. That's where they'll mark him down.
Yeah, they're going to give him the first down after a 5-yard gain right there by Khalil Johnson. And I'll tell you what, this offensive line, whether it's getting in between the tackles or getting out on the outside like we saw with Jaron Fox on the 49-yard carry, is this offensive line is mobile, and they are big, and they are going to push the line of scrimmage out in front of it. You want the offensive line to get a good push, and that's what they're doing right now.
So that was another Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. They hand it off to Khalil Johnson. He just plows his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And now we have seen this offense just completely take over this game. Carolina Forest has the rushing game that you wanted going into this game. We're only in the first quarter. They are just crushing this Chiefs defense in the running game.
So now the extra point to extend the lead out to 14. J.J. Taddock. Kick is up and good. And with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it is 14-0 Panthers.
And the defense is playing stout. The offense is just absolutely running through. And when I mean moving the line of scrimmage, it's the collective unit of this offensive line is getting so much push off the line. They're getting a good jump, and they're able to push the line. It is very, very easy for Khalil Johnson, Jaron Fox, Ethan Hamilton just say, you know what, I trust my guys to go get blocks for me, and I'm going to go run forward, and that's what they're doing.
Well, you saw it, especially on that drive, even the plays that looked like they were swallowed up, Khalil Johnson would just get behind his offensive line, and even if it looked like he had nowhere to go, he'd still get a couple of yards because the offensive line was just pushing the defensive line of North Myrtle Beach back.
And we have about 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Khalil Johnson's sitting at 111 yards rushing, by the way.
Yeah, he's definitely going to hit. Well, I mean, to be fair, 75 of those were just on one run alone.
And the pooch kick, there's a fumble. It's recovered by Carolina Forest on the pooch kick. Carolina Forest is going to take over at the 15-yard line.
Wow. So
the Chiefs let it bounce and just came number 17. I don't
for Carolina Forest. Jordan Holyfield.
Jordan Holyfield just comes out of nowhere and gets the catch at about the 15-yard line. They're going to mark it down at where are they marking it at?
They're going to mark it right at the.
It looks
15.
like instead of at the 20.
Oh, okay. But
19-yard line.
I mean, still, what a play there! Deciding to go for the pooch kick, and then the return or the kickoff team just running after it and grabbing it, and now the Panthers are in the red zone already. And it was almost a mental error by North Myrtle Beach thinking that it's a punt. Because on a punt, it's just a down ball and you get the possession. But on kickoffs, it's a live ball. It's a live ball, exactly.
You automatically give Carolina Forest a easy field in the red zone. And with how this running game has been, I don't see a reason why this game isn't 21-0 by the end of the first quarter.
Yeah. I believe someone took a timeout.
North Myrtle Beach.
Okay. So North Myrtle Beach takes a timeout with 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter, and Panthers starting the drive in the red zone. This has been an interesting game in terms of field position for the Panthers thus far.
You have the two very opposite ends of the spectrum. The one and then starting in the red zone at 19.
So Panthers out there once again. Shotgun set, one wide on the far side. Hamilton hands it off to Fox. Hamilton keeps himself. He'll dive into the end zone for the touchdown. Oh, no, they're going to actually say he's a yard short.
At another 18-yard run by Ethan Hamilton.
So Hamilton on the read option keeps it himself, gets the Tony McAfee State Farm first down and more, and just gets taken down short of the goal line. Hamilton hands it off this time, and I believe that's Khalil down. So the Panthers with a 4-1, and they are a yard away from scoring another touchdown. We'll take a quick break, come right back with the second quarter here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical distance are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com. Or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Start of the second quarter here in Little River. And, I mean, outside of, obviously you can have better quarters, but that was probably the best quarter that the Panthers have had all season.
I'm trying to think. I would say, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That has to be the most dominant they've looked the entire year. And when they cap this drive off with a touchdown, because they're sitting there in 2-yard line, this game is going to be already firmly in the grasp of Carolina Forest's hands.
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
This game just seems like one where, by the third quarter, does Mark Warren start to pull some of the starters? And I would argue no, you don't, because you haven't seen a full 4 quarters from them yet. But at the same time, you don't want to be risking injury up 42-0.
They're going to go heavy shotgun set, one wide on either side. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Livingston will push forward into the end zone for the touchdown.
And again, Christopher Livingston's first rush of the game is going to be a touchdown. And that's just
it seems like that's what he's been used for recently, is those goal line sets.
Yeah. And but he's just a big body. That's exactly what you want to use him for.
Exactly. As J.J. Chaddock comes out to kick the extra point. It's up and good. And with just 7 seconds coming off the clock in the second quarter, Panthers already up 21-0 on North Myrtle Beach.
And you mentioned it when we were on break. Yeah. But all of a sudden, this game is already in territory of most points scored, biggest win. Like, we're already kind of treading those waters. Yeah. It's going to come down to how long do the starters play, and how long does this defense keep North Beach off the scoreboard
and
for?
How long on both sides of the ball does Mark Morris keep the foot on the gas pedal?
Yeah, I would say he probably doesn't keep it on for if it keeps going like this. I think by halftime we are in backup second stringer territory.
Yeah. So Carolina Forest getting ready to kick it away. And do they try it again?
Okay, I don't think that wasn't like a pooch kick where you're trying to get the ball back. I think that was just a mental miscue by North Myrtle Beach, to where if the ball's right there, you're going to take it.
Yeah. But do the Panthers now, like, obviously you would assume that the Chiefs have learned from their mistake, but do you maybe see if it'll work again?
I say you just do whatever. I think Carolina Forest is going to be able to do whatever they want. As J.J. Taylor's going to kick it deep.
Wow.
Field it at the 5-yard line. He's going to get a return. He's going from the far side of the field. He's going to cut back, and he's actually going to make one guy miss before he gets taken down at the 23-yard line, and that's where North Myrtle Beach will start the drive. But it was more of a nihilist view of that. Yeah, just do whatever you want. But I'm being serious. Like, Carolina Forest has been able to do literally whatever they want.
Exactly. So the Chiefs will start on offense on their own 23-yard line on the far side hash. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Clevenger takes a snap, hands it off. Bellamy cuts inside and gets taken down at the 30-yard line. Actually, that was Stephen Vereen with that carry.
There's a flag in the back. There's going to be a holding on North Myrtle Beach. It's coming back.
So this one will come back, and the Panther defense will have an easier time for the rest of this set of downs. It will be a 1st and 20.
And that is kind of a lucky break because that was a really good run and a really good cutback by North Myrtle Beach's running back right there. And you really want your defense to set the edge, but then also be able to contain them inside. And that you set the edge, but you also weren't able to stop them inside, and that's where that big run came from. Also, probably the holding penalty.
Yes. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. With Gore set up close to the line of scrimmage. The one-step drop high pass is over the head of Vereen. And it will be an incomplete pass, so that'll be 2nd and 20.
And that was almost an interception. Like Xavier Wins was making a play on that ball, but was just not quite able to get all the way out there to catch that football off the deflection. And now you're sitting at 2nd and 20, and all of a sudden this defense can just start pinning their ears back.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off, and getting pulled down hard is Vereen. That was a great tackle by Tyreek Livingston. Down, it'll be yard line of Carolina Forest.
Here.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off to Bellamy. Bellamy is able to break through the line, going down the near side sideline. That's actually Prince with the carry. And he will get pushed out of bounds, but not before another North Myrtle Beach first down.
And, again, right there, you give up. It was almost a misdirection play. The quarterback looks like he's going to roll out to the far side left, and then he just handed it off and was able to get the first down. And Carolina Forest is going to take a well-needed timeout.
Yeah, they're going to say we need a timeout with 8:13 left to go in the first half. 21-0 Panthers in the lead here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
8:13 left to go in the first half. Panthers up by 3 touchdowns, 21-0. But we thought it should have been more, but
what do we know?
Yeah, we'll try to find out what exactly happened there. Shotgun set, 3 wide on the far side. Cloninger takes a snap, 3-step drop, passes it up the middle, and it is caught. And a prowl of Panthers try to finally wrestle Reeves down and finally get him down to the ground at the 16-yard line. And North Myrtle Beach is in the red zone for their first time today. That was enough for a first down for North Myrtle Beach.
And like I said, the tight ends are a lot more involved in this offense than in any offense we've played so far, and especially our offense.
Pistol set, 2 wide on the far side. Cloninger takes a snap, 2-step drop, and gets hit from behind as he throws it. It's completed to Bellamy, and he'll get pushed out of bounds at around the 8-yard line. But
Braylon Fernandez came off that edge and just absolutely
he just walloped him. Yeah.
The ref's asking him if he's okay, and he deserves it.
Yeah.
And he was able. It was the blind side too.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even know the pressure's coming, and
he got hit directly from behind.
Yeah.
He's still out there though. They'll go shotgun pistol, 2 wide on the far side. Cloninger hands it off to Bell. Oh no, keeps it himself and pitches it out. Getting tripped up at the 1-yard line is Prince. And that will be enough for another North Myrtle Beach first down.
And you got to assume that this is just either a QB sneak or a QB power, or something of that sort. Actually, they're going Wildcat.
Yeah, they're going to go Wildcat. They're going to put number 4 Trenton Fredericks back there. He'll take the snap, and he'll just run it into the end zone for the touchdown.
And a very, very weird drive that ends in a North Myrtle Beach touchdown. Just, yeah, I don't – I wish I had more to say.
Yeah.
It was just a cute – it was a power play where he just basically ran straight into the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
But from starting where it should have been a safety, we assumed, to then a touchdown by North Myrtle Beach, we just – very, very weird drive by North Myrtle Beach just now.
Braden Russell comes out to kick the extra point, and it is through. And now it is a 21-7 Panther.
With your furry friend, 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com. Or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Panthers going back on offense once again after one of the weirdest drives I've ever seen. And yeah, I don't think it'll be a huge momentum shift, but it just seemed like the defense after the assumed safety, but then the penalty or however the ball got moved up, they just seemed shell-shocked.
Yeah. As the kick is up and away, it's going to be fielded right at the 17-yard line. He's going to take it to the far side. He's going to make a couple guys miss, but then wrangled it down by a bunch of Chiefs, taken down at about the 24-yard line, and that's where Carolina Forest will start the game, or start the drive, excuse me. Because this does not feel like a real game, so I'm assuming that the game just started over again.
Between it being on a Saturday afternoon and then that drive, this game has just been weird.
Yeah, it's just a weird game so far.
1st and 10 from the 24-yard line for Carolina Forest. Shotgun set, one wide on either side. Actually, they'll go two running backs. They'll hand it off to Khalil Johnson. Johnson tries to get through the line, but gets held up at the 26-yard line after a gain of 2.
And this Carolina Forest offense, they don't have to match.
No.
This offense is not going to be involved in a shootout by any means, but it would go a lot for confidence if they could get a touchdown back right here.
Shotgun set, two running backs in the backfield, and a whistle is blown. Looks like it's going to be a false start on Carolina Forest.
Offside on
no.
North Myrtle Beach. So
that was weird. The ref, before he officially made the call, did the false start motion and pointed towards Carolina Forest, I guess asking the official what the call
was. Yeah.
So they're gonna say it's an offsides on North Myrtle Beach. So that'll make it 2nd and 3.
And this one's gonna be a false start on Carolina Forest. So, this is gonna go back and forth.
So up 5 yards and then right back to the original line.
So just
reset.
Just reset
everything.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So now it is 2nd and 8 once again.
Offsides, North Myrtle Beach.
They'll go shotgun set with two running backs in the backfield, one wide on either side. Triple option, pitches it out to Fox, and he'll get pulled down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of a couple. And it will be 3rd and 10. 3rd and 11, actually.
And all of a sudden, we're back in 3rd and long. And we've only seen one design pass play from Ethan Hamilton, and that was on when he got sacked on the first drive. So now, as an offensive play caller, what do you do? Because all of a sudden, you know your offensive passing game isn't very good, but do you dare run it right here?
Mm-hmm. They'll go shotgun set, two wide on the far side. They'll go they'll go play action. Pass is just a little too far out of the range of Finney and Mahood.
And it was there, too.
Yeah, and he tried to dive for it. He made a good attempt. Would have been a first down if he would have been able to make the spectacular catch. But just a little bit too far out of his range. And now you'd have to imagine the Panthers are going to punt it away. And they will. Hamilton, high punt. Fielded at the 45-yard line. Fair catch is called for by Trenton Fredericks, and that's where North Myrtle Beach will start on offense at their own 45-yard line. And after that first quarter, and especially with the how the first quarter ended and the second quarter began, you were thinking, oh, the Panthers are in complete control. And now suddenly
Panthers go 3
now,
and now
yeah.
I'd say they still are.
Oh, no, they still are, but,
Now, but here's the thing. North Myrtle Beach has the chance to double up because they get the ball to start the second half.
Exactly. And they have a chance right here to make this a one-possession game. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. A lot of time for Cloninger. He throws it down the far side and is incomplete, trying to get it to Darius Lamart.
I'll tell you what. The pass might have gotten off, but watching Albach rush the passer, it is a worker. So he was working off the edge, and he got blocked down. He stumbled. He slipped a little bit. Got up and was, again, about half a second away from getting back to the quarterback after slipping and falling. It is a work of art to see him rush the passer right now.
You have to imagine with how he's performed today, as they'll hand it off. They'll beat you with shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side, play action pass, getting pressured and taken down right at the line of scrimmage. Technically won't be a sack of Cloninger, but a great job by number 20, Riker Roberts, getting into the backfield and taking Cloninger down.
But you want to know who else was right there?
Albach?
Yes. Albach was right there to make the play as well. So it's, again, one of those things where it just seems like he's everywhere on this defense, and he's playing really, really well right now. You got to assume that he's going to be starting from here on out, or at least until further notice.
You want to hear something crazy about Albach? You want to know what he's listed as the punt is off, and
it's not even going to get to the first down marker.
And that was just a shank. And the Panthers will take over on offense at the 40. Oh no, they're pushing it up even further. They're gonna mark it out at the 50. So the Panthers have only half a field with 3 minutes left to go in the half. Oh no, they're actually marking it.
Yeah, the 50.
Okay.
Oh, there's a flag down, though.
Okay, so they're waiting on the flag. But do you want to know what Albach is listed as on the roster? Wide receiver.
Huh. I wonder if they did, because there's a few players that are like that. I wonder if they just did it just because, just to fill out.
The penalty is a holding on North Myrtle Beach.
I'm assuming the Carolina Force declines this penalty. Because no, they're gonna mark it. They're gonna walk it up forward.
I think it's gonna be taken after the play. So Carolina Forest will get the ball. Why did they move it all the way up to the 35?
Spot of the foul.
Oh, okay.
Spot from holding from the spot of the foul. So
yes,
it'll move up to the 35-yard line.
Panthers have less than half the field to drive with 3 minutes left to go. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton hands it off to Johnson. Johnson breaks one tackle and gets tripped up at around the 26-yard line. Not quite enough for a first down, but a good 9-yard gain for Khalil Johnson. And that's not... Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, he's just fixing his shoe. Down because of the back of his shoe came... Yeah, see...
I believe it would be for the late... I think...
Yeah, in the half. 21-7. Had a hand. 4th and 3.
33. Yeah, 33. Okay.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Cloninger takes a snap, hands it off to to Prince, and he will get taken down at the 33-yard line, and it'll be enough for a North Myrtle Beach first down.
And that, I know the clock stops, but I wouldn't assume North Myrtle Beach, if they're running the football right there, they're going hurry up, so they might actually try something here, but the clock is moving right above 20 seconds left to go.
I think they might have been running it there because in case they don't get the first down, they just let it go. Cloninger will roll out to his right, and that pass is completed on the near side sideline to Anderson White.
There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage, though.
I have to imagine this is going to be a holding call. Looks like they're bringing everyone back.
Yeah, they're bringing everyone back. There's 5 seconds to go in the half, so you got to wonder what North Myrtle Beach decides to do when this next play resumes.
Yeah, if this is a penalty on North Myrtle Beach, I would have to imagine that they're just going to run the ball or knee it.
Yeah, okay, it's on North Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Illegal man
Oh,
downfield.
okay.
So it's going against North Myrtle Beach, and you would have to assume that they just run the clock out here. But I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
They could try some trickeration.
They're going to go 3 wide on the near side. Shotgun set. They're going to pass it here. 3-step drop for Klanger. He throws it down the middle of the field, and it is
picked off.
Oh, it's picked off
By Xavier Wins.
But doesn't matter anyway.
Yes,
because
it does.
The clock
because I'm a stat sheet guy. It does matter.
I get it. But either way, 7. We'll take a quick break and come right back with some first half.
Well, that's a stretch, but
we thought would be a safe coming in with 2 tackles and a sack, masterless.
Yeah.
Coming in and just going for his defense, and if that can be what Albach's role is going forward, that would be huge because you act like that down in and down out on the. That is something that I want to see more of from him. Is if that's going to be the thing, then we need to see that more and more often.
Yeah. I mean, and the fact that he comes into this game, what do you think the Panthers? Well, let's ask first. I know you talked about it earlier. How long do you think the starters stay?
It depends on how many points the Chiefs score. I think if this game is sitting at 42-7 going into the fourth quarter, I think Mark Morris pulls them. I think if it's 35-14, I think he still keeps them in. I think he learned from last week that you can't do it too prematurely, and because Stratford was trying to claw their way back into that game, and they scored what was it, 14 unanswered points?
Yeah.
And they were able to pull in. I think Mark Morris has learned a little bit from last week. So I don't think it'll be too late. And I think the defense will just be whenever it'll be whenever Mark Morris feels like no matter what, they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be what it is.
So Campbell does play later tonight. For North Myrtle Beach, they have 4 players at the next level right now. Trace Hall, safety over at East Carolina. Zane Smith decided to transfer from Florida State. He's at Presbyterian now. Chase Simmons is at Syracuse. They are playing right now, up 16-0 on Army. But Chase Simmons has 1 tackle for Syracuse. And Henry Duke is at Virginia. And I know we talked about it a little bit last week, but especially now, we're past the halfway point of the season.
Right.
And this game, looks like it's, it's barring some crazy
comeback,
Panthers are going to win this one. What's your overall feeling of this season thus far going into region play?
Well, for as bad as we think it's been, do you remember how it was last year?
Yes. Oh, no, I agree.
I think for as bad as it was last year and for as bad as it looks this year, I think it is a million times better as it was last year.
Oh,
and
definitely. Especially considering the 3 losses that we had were all close games.
Right. And I think that this team is a lot more well-rounded than last year's team was, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I think all the defensive players grew up, and now they're seniors, and now this is the year that Carolina Forest actually makes a deep run into the SCHSL playoffs.
Yeah. Well, because, we talked about it before as well. Last year the team got hot to end the season and were able to make that run in the playoffs, even with a younger team.
Right.
Yes, you don't have Scott Saylor this year, and you don't have Nate Schuessler, but this offense is still playing pretty well.
You're right.
And it's kind of, and we talked about this at the beginning of the year as well. Is this offense, and yes, I know the numbers looked amazing for Scott Saylor, but we were talking all year how if Mark Morris actually threw the ball more last year, how well the offense would have been even more.
Right.
And you have to wonder if now with a more, scrambling quarterback, with now that Mark Morris can run his offense the way he wants to, does that actually help them even more?
I think so, because you got to look at schematically speaking.
Yeah.
It has to be so much easier on Mark Morris to be able to call plays that he knows are going to work because he's seen it so many times.
Yeah.
And instead of having to game plan on the fly for Scott Saylor.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just helps so much more to be able to do that.
As both teams come out onto the field to get the second half underway in just a few moments. What have anything fun planned for your week off next week?
I know why that's a you asked that question because of something that happened.
Yeah.
That happened pregame. I do not have anything fun excited. I'll probably end up just sitting at the house enjoying my day off.
Yeah.
Because I've been working a lot at the restaurant I work at, and so even my days off are for this. So it hasn't felt like a day off. I actually get a real day off.
A real day off next week. Yeah.
And it doesn't help that some of the days that I have off, quote unquote, are going to Stratford.
Yeah.
I
mean, hey, at least this year it's not like last year where we had the 3 straight weeks of traveling far.
And again, even the week, because we didn't go to South
Florida.
Even
go into South Florida.
But I had to drive to Maryland.
Yeah.
So it was an even longer drive.
Yeah.
So it was I'm going to be enjoying my week off is what I'm going to be doing.
Yes.
But I will be keeping track of the Conway.
Oh, definitely.
And all the Conway St. James. And
I mean, the one that's, I think, even bigger is Socastee Sumter.
No, I mean, yes. But we're assuming that
Sumter's going to win.
We assume that Sumter's going to kill him. Considering the fact that Northwood Beach won 6-0 against Socastee in week 1. Yeah. You would have to assume that Socastee just...
Well, like we talked about earlier, it seems like, and I mean, as of right now, it looks like Conway is going to be the odd team out.
Yeah.
But it's basically Carolina Forest and Sumter are going to be vying for number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever loses that game is going to be number 2, almost assuredly.
Right.
And then St. James and Socastee are trying to vie for that
4 spot.
That 3 spot.
3 and 4 spot.
The 3 spot, and they're getting a home game to start off the playoffs. And then it's probably going to be Conway dead last.
Yeah. But again, this is also the same thing we were talking about last year with St. James, though.
Yeah.
St. James was undefeated going into region play.
True.
And then they ended up being the 4 team.
Yeah.
So do we really I think me and you especially, we take way too much consideration for non-region play.
Yeah. But I mean,
it matters, but it also in the grand scheme of things,
it doesn't.
It
at
doesn't
the same
really
time.
matter.
No, I agree with you there, but it's, at least to me, it's a good measuring stick of how good a team should be.
Yeah.
Going into region play.
But I think Sumter is my main sticking point for why you can't do transitive property.
True.
Because they got blown out by Somerville, and so you would assume they would lose to Oceanside, but then they beat Oceanside.
But then they beat Oceanside, yeah.
you know what I think it is? I think Sumter's passing defense is just bad.
Yeah.
Because Yannick Smith probably just ran and did whatever he wanted. And so, like, the QB might not have been good, but if you throw a screen pass to Yannick Smith, then who cares?
So I wonder how that will impact the game against Carolina Forest, since this is so much of a run-heavy team.
But I think it's different with us because, like, Oceanside, you only had to stop one person.
True.
That was the running back. That was the QB.
Yeah.
With us, you have to stop 4 different people.
Yeah. True.
And if you want to even throw, you legitimately have to stop 4 different people.
Yeah.
So it's just not really possible, to be honest with you. I mean, it is, but it's pretty dang hard.
As both teams get set to come out onto the field.
All right, 69 more rushing yards from Khalil Johnson, and I can brag about how I was right.
Chiefs will get the ball to start off the second half, barring some weird squib kick.
Some weird pooch kick muffed stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, this game has been so weird.
Yes. Especially that one drive for the Chiefs.
Yeah, the Chiefs. That they ended with a touchdown. Yeah,
we were thinking, everyone was thinking that the Panthers got a safety, and then suddenly they don't, and the Chiefs have the ball on their own 16-yard line, and they end up scoring a touchdown.
Yeah, so, I mean, whatever. It's 28-7. Who really cares?
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
J.J. Chag puts the ball on the tee and gets ready to kick it away. The kick is up, and the second half is underway. A short kick fielded at the 18-yard line, breaking through some defenders, but getting taken down at the 29-yard line. And that's where North Myrtle Beach will start on offense.
And not that this is really a measuring stick, but if Carolina Forest gives up any more points while the first string defense is on, I would be a little worried. Because like the one drive is whatever, that's going to happen eventually. Like you're going to get scored on, but if it continually happens, I don't really.
Well, this is something I meant to talk about during halftime, but how long, assuming that the lead sticks, how long do you keep the starters out?
Yeah.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Snapped, hands it off to Bellamy. Bellamy tries to cut inside, but will get taken down at the 30-yard line after a gain of 1.
Charles McCray, so he started on the far side for us, but the near side.
Caught by Gore, and he'll fall forward right around the line to gain.
Third and 1.
They're going to say it's just short. So it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 43 or the 38-yard line.
I'll tell you what, this Carolina Forest defense is getting really good pass rush, however. Like, they are getting to the quarterback and making his job not entirely easy. If you can even put a little bit of pressure on a high school quarterback, that can force some errant throws.
They'll go shotgun pistol, 2 wide on the near side. Snap, hands it off to Bellamy. Bellamy tries to get around the corner and does. Gets the first down and more. And gets taken down at the 45-yard line. Make it the 46. But I wonder how much that pass rush efficiency is because of Abach being out there.
You wonder, but also the one that I was referring to was actually Braylon Fernandez getting into the backfield. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if maybe the North Myrtle Beach's adjustment, and it could be because of Abach in the grand scheme of things, they're trying to adjust to Abach, but now Braylon Fernandez on the opposite side is now able to get off the edge.
Shotgun pistol set, 2 wide on the near side. 1-step drop, almost gets hit again and just out of his hands. A great job by Jamori Davis on the coverage. Andrew Kreider almost had the catch, but got the ball knocked out of his hands by Davis. And I didn't see because I was following the ball, but Cloninger, there was a man right behind him again. Did he get hit?
He didn't get hit, but guess who it was, though?
Abach.
It was Abach.
Yeah. But he almost got another blindside hit if it wasn't for him throwing that ball just in the nick of time.
and Jamar Davis had some choice words for the wide receiver on the edge there who he took the ball from. It was he did the seatbelt animation, the strapped in animation, and
Yeah.
it was Jamar Davis is one of those players that will let you know when he straps you up, and that is exactly what he did right there.
Still set, 2 wide on the far side. Actually, they'll move the running back next to Cloninger. 1-step drop, throws it down the middle, and it is caught. Caden Gore with the reception, and that'll be enough for a North Myrtle Beach first down. He'll be taken down at the 42-yard line.
And I'll tell you what, whoever is in the slot for North Myrtle Beach, not just tight end, whether it's tight end, wide receiver, whoever, they are the ones that are getting the first look. And up the seam is really, really dangerous for North Myrtle Beach so far.
Yeah, all of their passes have been to the inside of the field thus far. Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. They'll hand it off, and getting taken down after maybe a yard. Yeah, they're gonna say he got a couple. Is Stephen Vereen, and it'll be 2nd and 8. Second and 7, actually, from the 39-yard line. Shotgun set, actually pistol set, 2 wide on the far side. Cloninger taking a long snap and finally does hand it off to Vereen, and he'll fall forward at the 35-yard line for a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd and 3.
But here's the thing. Defensive line is not getting the same push that they were in the first half.
No.
They're getting not pushed around per se, but they are giving up a lot more ground at the line of scrimmage than
and
they
that's
were.
something, we talked about it in all of the games recently. That's going to be one big issue for the Panthers, as they'll go pistol set, hands it off again to Vereen, and he'll get pulled down at the 33-yard line for a gain of 2, and it'll be 4th and 1. You'd have to wonder if they're going to go for it here.
You would have to assume.
You would have to assume, because you're kind of in no man's land, at least in high school. You're too far for a field goal, but you're kind of too far up to to punt it away. They will go for it. Pistol set. They'll hand it off to Vereen, and he'll get held up. I don't think he got there
either. Defensive line, as soon as I said something about the defensive line not getting pushed, they immediately get a really good push. And on 4th and 1, immediately stop him.
They're marking him short. It'll be 1st and 10. A great job by the defense. After, like you said, it looked like they were getting gassed a bit, and it's something we've talked about all season, is that stamina of the defense, but they came up big on that 4th and 1 play, and now the Panthers offense comes back on the field for their first time of the second half. And another thing, too, and kind of surprising because of how the Chiefs' offense, at least I expected the Chiefs' offense to be.
It's going to be a false start.
And there's going to be a false start on the Panthers. But especially with how I thought the Chiefs' offense would come into this game, the fact that they've ran the ball a lot more than I expected is surprising, especially now because almost half the clock of the third quarter came off the clock on that one drive.
On that one drive where they didn't even really go that far. Like they went from the 27 to the 30-yard line?
Yeah.
That was not a very long, long
50
distance.
yards.
Yeah, they didn't go that long.
Shotgun set, 1 wide on either side. Oh, no. Hamilton keeps himself on the read option. He's got one man to beat. He is gone. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Panthers.
And we talked about Khalil Johnson trying to unhitch the trailer. Well, Ethan Hamilton did.
Certainly did, yeah.
Certainly did, and was just able to gash this North Myrtle Beach defense for a 71-yard touchdown run.
And I was going to mention how the North Myrtle Beach offense needed to start passing it more in order to get back into this game because of how much time the clock ran down on that drive. Well, the Panthers didn't take much time off the clock on that drive. One play, 70-yard drive, and the extra point is good. And just like that, it's now 35-7. Panthers in the lead with 7:09 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Panthers up 35-7 now with just over 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter after a huge run by Ethan Hamilton. And now the question is going to be, you were talking about during the pregame, Khalil Johnson getting over 200. Now the question is, who's going to have more rushing yards at the end of the game? Well, Khalil Johnson or Ethan Hamilton?
Khalil Johnson's still at 131, but Ethan Hamilton at 120 now. So, but here's the other thing. Ethan Hamilton has quite a few less carries than Khalil Johnson.
Yeah, all of Ethan Hamilton's carries have been big gainers as J.J. Chaddock kicks it deep, and they will just let that go out of the end zone for a touchback.
Exactly. So 12 yards or 12 carries for Khalil Johnson.
Yep.
Exactly 5 for Ethan Hamilton. So that's the difference in the fact that Ethan Hamilton's
around 10 yards per carry for Khalil Johnson as compared to around 30 for
yeah. Well, when you have two 18-yard rushes and a 71-yard rush, it's kind of hard to not have a good average.
Yeah. They'll go shotgun pistol. North Myrtle Beach will. They'll hand it off and trying to get around the corner and does on the far side is Drew Prince, and he'll step out of bounds at the 25-yard line, a gain of 5 for him. They'll go shotgun pistol again. And again, like we talked about earlier, surprising that North Myrtle Beach is still running the ball. Now they'll pass it. One-step drop, high pass is incomplete. Tried to get it to Kane Gore on the far side sideline, but just over his head. And it'll be 3rd and 4.
Well, now we know why they run the football.
But looking at the stat line, coming into this game, it looked like Landon Cloninger was a much better passer than he has been thus far today.
Yeah, but I also think that's because, again, the middle of the field has been kind of open for the tight ends and the slot wide receivers to get open. I don't think they've been nearly as open as they've been in previous games for North Myrtle Beach this game.
They'll go shotgun pistol again, 2 wide on the near side. Cloninger looking for a little screen pass, caught, getting the first down and more, trying to break through. And finally getting pulled down at the 49-yard line is Evans Bellamy. A good job by him finding the lanes and getting the first down and more.
And again, Carolina Forest had pressure there, just not able to bring Cullinger down and not able to get him down on the ground for a sack.
2 running back set. They'll dump it off on a flat route caught by Fredericks at the 49-yard line, takes it up to the 45, and it'll be 2nd and the first down and
the chain gang is very, very confused right now.
I was just gonna say the original line guy moved up thinking it was another first down. It's 2nd and 4. They'll hand it off. And getting taken down after a gain of 3 is Bellamy again.
But again, 3rd and 1.
Actually, that time was Prince. And it'll be 3rd and 1 once again for North Myrtle Beach from the 42-yard line.
But literally a minute and a half ago, we saw this exact same thing, and guess what Carolina Forest did?
Yeah.
2 straight stops to give it back to their offense.
Shotgun pistol. They'll hand it off to Vereen, and he'll get stood up at the 45-yard line. And like you mentioned, again, a big stop for Carolina Forest. And now with 4th and 4 and the clock running down, you have to wonder what North Myrtle Beach is going to do right here. And it looks like they're going to go for it.
So, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Have you seen Junior Jimenez on the field?
No. Maybe
Do you think that number 34, he's wearing 34 tonight?
Maybe.
Maybe he forgot his forgot his number?
Maybe.
That's got to be something that I would have to go look into.
Yeah. Yeah, is this another as the pass is
almost
incomplete.
Intercepted. Oh my goodness.
But it is a turnover on downs, and the Panthers will get the ball back at their own 45-yard line.
And Xavion Wins almost just had his second pick of the game. That should have been picked.
So are you asking if this is another Braylon Fernandez Manning hit situation?
I think it could be.
It might be. But what's crazy is he hasn't played nearly this well all season.
Well, he hasn't played nearly this well, but also he hasn't. But I don't think he's been in the same situation.
True.
I think this was more of a they're letting him rush the passer type of thing.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Screen pass caught by Phineas Mahood, and he will get pushed out of bounds at the 45. Actually, they'll give him the 50, and that'll be a 2nd and 5.
Hey, 5 yards passing.
Yep.
Hooray! He's already halfway to what he was last week. He had 9 yards passing last week.
Shotgun set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands it off to Johnson, and he gets stood up in the backfield. Great job by number 40, Sloan McIntyre, getting into the backfield on that one. And it will be 3rd and 7.
And with the screen game, we always say it's an extension of the run game.
Yeah.
But it's also something that you can get confidence in your QB in. And if you think your wide receiver's good enough to go make a play on the outside, that's a really high percentage throw to go get it to him. And so I think moving forward, that's something that we could see more of is the screen passing game.
They'll go with the 2 running back set. They'll hand it off to Fox, and he'll get pushed back and stood up at the 49-yard line. That will not be enough for a first down. It'll be 4th and 4.
You're in no man's land. You got to assume it's only 4th and 4 that you got to assume they go for it here.
And that looks like that's precisely what they're going to do. Keeping the 2 running backs set. Hamilton looking over to the sideline.
Still got plenty of time on the play clock.
You have to wonder if they may try to get North Myrtle Beach to jump as well.
Yeah.
No, they actually do snap it. They'll hand it off to Johnson. Johnson will get stood up, though, at the 48-yard line, and that's a turnover on downs for Carolina Forest.
Well, not the drive you want.
No.
But it did take some time off the clock.
Yes. Only a little under 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And especially with how North Myrtle Beach has been playing thus far, it does not look like they're going to be able to move the ball without using up a lot of clock.
I don't think it's Junior. I don't think it's Junior.
I don't
think
34,
so. Because Junior is sitting right here, number 99, right in front of us.
Exactly. So it's got to be. And plus the fact that he doesn't have
the helmet.
As they'll hand it off to Prince, and he'll get pulled down after a loss of 1. Panthers are able to get him in the backfield, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
More like he just kind of fell down on the way to the loss of the game.
He'll go shotgun pistol again. 2 wide on the far side. Play action pass. Throwing it down the middle and caught at the 46-yard line. Caden Gore with the catch, and he just got hit hard.
Charles McCray on the tackle.
Yeah.
That was a good hit by Charles McCray and stops him short of the first down marker. You still need about 3 yards if you're North Myrtle Beach.
So it'll be 3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line of Carolina Forest.
The refs are still talking in the middle of the field. I wonder if
maybe
he led with his shoulder. I don't know what.
Yeah, they're moving it forward.
They're gonna say they gave the targeting symbol. Now that they're gonna say that's what it was.
Yeah,
but I don't think that was really. I think that was he led with his shoulder.
Luckily, unlike in college,
it's not an injection.
Yeah, which I hate.
Leading with his
No, I agree, but I think it should be, if anything, I think it should be like a flagrant foul in the NBA.
But how do you translate that to the NFL?
You could clearly tell whether it's like unintentional or intentional.
Yeah.
They'll hand it off this time to Vereen, and he gets tripped up on the sideline at the 23-yard line.
I don't know. I say if you don't want to get ejected, don't leave with the crown of your helmet.
Well, I get that, but you can there are some plays you see where it's not malicious. It's not,
Yeah, but whether it's malicious or not, the head injuries are still the same.
Yeah.
So
that's
the point. That's the point of the rule.
Yeah. Shotgun pistol, play action pass,
he's
throwing
butt
it
naked.
deep and wide open, and just waltzing into the end zone is Caden Gore for the touchdown.
He was just
wide open.
Butt naked open.
So with 35 seconds left to go in the third quarter, North Myrtle Beach gets their second touchdown of the afternoon. The extra point is up and good.
And it seems as though the rain's starting to come down a little bit more now. Seems to be a little bit more rain than we anticipated.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't think it was going to rain, but it is coming down
relatively hard.
Yeah.
So, again, something to monitor in the ending of this game. I think with that touchdown, I don't think Carolina Forest really takes any of the players out.
Yeah.
It's only a 21 point. I mean, only. It's a 21-point game, so I don't think you're quite at resting starters yet.
Yeah.
Especially
maybe if you score another touchdown, especially once the fourth quarter starts.
Right.
So Russell will get set to kick it off once again.
And even though they've given up 14 points, this defense has played really well. They should have 2 pick sixes, mind you. Like, this defense has done really, really well, and they should have multiple pick sixes.
Yeah.
Ronnie Walker should have had one, and then Xavion Wins actually on that drive should have had one.
Mm-hmm. The kickoff is up, and it'll be a relatively short one. We'll go out of bounds. Out of bounds before the end zone, so that'll be a penalty, and the Panthers will get the ball at the, I believe, 40, right?
35.
35.
35, okay. I believe. 35-yard line. It is definitely really, really coming down, though, in terms of rain.
Yeah.
Should have brought my rain jacket again.
Yeah, I should have brought my sweatshirt, too. Hopefully by the time the game's over, it simmers down.
Simmers down a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're going 2 backs. They're going Jaron Fox and Khalil Johnson. I was about to say I see Jaron Fox, but I don't see Johnson, but he was right there.
Yep. Shotgun set, 2 running back set, 2 wide on the far side. Hamilton motions Ober into the tight end position, hands it off to Fox. Fox uses some blockers, is able to break a tackle, but he steps out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And that'll be a 5-yard gain for Fox.
And They're gonna say he didn't have forward momentum going into the out of bounds, so the clock is gonna continue to move, and that should be the end of the third quarter as well.
Yeah, so that will, unless the Panthers, they're just gonna let the clock run down. So after 3, it is 35-14. Panthers in the lead. We'll head to the fourth quarter in just a moment. Take a quick break and come right back with the final quarter of action here on the Carolina Forest Panther Football Network.
Comfort Dog Grooming Salon has been part of the Carolina Forest community pet grooming needs with quality and loving care for your pets for over 15 years. Large, medium, or small, they groom them all. They've always accepted new clients, and rebooking is easy. With 31 years experience with their staff, they're up to date on techniques and safety standards for all breeds, and the medical distance are no problem. They're active in your community with youth sports and lending a helping hand. Call them to be a part of the family with your furry friend. 843-903-4554 or at ComfortDogSalon.com. Or just stop by with your furry friend at 4006 Postal Way, Myrtle Beach.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Little River. Panthers leading 35-14. And, I mean, at this point, well, maybe for you, maybe you get your wish. Maybe we get, like, with the rain coming down and whatnot, maybe there's some thunder in the area and they just call it early.
I don't think I don't think there's lightning or thunder in the area.
I don't think so.
But I will say that I do hope that they just decide to just stop. Just no more. No more.
Panthers start with the ball in this fourth quarter, 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line. Shotgun set, 2 running backs set with 2 wide on the near side. Hamilton takes the snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson tries to find a hole, but there's nothing there. And he gets taken down after a gain of 2. And it will be 3rd and 3.
And we've gotten to the Khalil Johnson runs for 2 yards per carry part of the game.
Yep.
Because we are now in the fourth quarter, and
Yep.
Khalil Johnson decides to stop playing football after the fourth quarter starts. I'm being facetious. I love Khalil Johnson as a runner, but it does seem as though that he does not get as many yards in the second half than he does in the first half.
And maybe that's just, well, actually that's not completely true. As they'll go triple option, Hamilton keeps it himself. He'll get the first down and more. Will get taken down at the 47-yard line. That'll be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down. But, yeah, I mean, that's something that has been an issue with the Panthers just in general, has been the stamina.
There's a flag down on the field, however. Some laundry, if you will.
So, have to assume this is going to be a holding call, which will negate the first down. Long discussion for the refs.
They're talking to Mark Morris, so
maybe, maybe not. It's a holding on the Panthers.
Maybe I think they were giving an explanation to Mark Morris. I think Mark Morris was kind of confused as to where the hold was.
Yeah. So it will now be 3rd and 8.
Chuck it down the field. Just let Ethan Hamilton just throw it as far as he possibly can, and if it gets intercepted, it gets intercepted, but it's an arm punt.
Yeah. They'll go with the 2-back set, 2 wide receivers on the near side. Hamilton.
Oh, that's going to be a false start.
Yep.
That's tough.
So that'll make it a 3rd and 13 now.
But you want to know something that I want to see more of out of this offense? The running back screen game.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of always having Khalil Johnson run the ball, just have him slip out and have Ethan Hamilton dump it off one time. It's getting the ball to your best player in space. And if you can get Phillip McLean and that giant offensive line out in front, as Carolina Forest is going to take a timeout here. But if you can get all that offensive line out in front of Khalil Johnson, I don't see a reason why, or I don't see a way how any defense in at least the region stops that.
No.
Especially if you have Phillip on the outside just laying block after block for Khalil Johnson to have him to run around.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, so we kind of talked about it a little bit. Assuming the Panthers don't score here, do you still take the starters out on the next drive?
I would play the starters.
Okay.
I've told you from the very beginning that, ever since the first game of that, or the second game of that 3-game gauntlet, that whenever we start playing easier opponents, we need to just play them all 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Whether we need to or not. I think this game at this point, it might be over, but I don't think it's over in terms of what you can learn about your team from this point forward.
And I mean, we talked about it a little bit with Khalil Johnson and even the defense in the third quarter. How do you get, especially because it's going to be an issue once you get to the playoffs, how do you get the stamina up?
Right.
They'll go shotgun set, 2 wide on the near side. Hamilton looking to the sideline for a play call. Takes a snap. 2-step drop. Looking near side now. Dumps it off to Johnson. Johnson in space. He's got a couple of men to beat, but then he just steps out of bounds. Too much pressure on the far side sideline, and he'll just step out of bounds. But it will be enough for a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
Hey, can I ask you something? What was that?
Yeah, you called it.
That was a running back screen.
Yeah.
I feel like a genius right now.
You're my Tony Romo.
I hope not, based on what Tony Romo has looked this year.
True.
He's looked very rusty this year, let me tell you. But either way, again, a running back screen, get your best player out in space, and he was able to make a guy miss on the outside and an easy pitch and catch for Khalil Johnson.
Shotgun set. 2 running backs in the backfield, 2 wide on the near side. They'll hand it off to Fox. Fox tries to find a hole, but will get taken down at the 50-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Switching out the balls due to the rain.
And you got to think the Panthers just take their they run all the time that they possibly can off all this clock. There's no reason to really score. You just run this clock and you just call it a day.
Yep. Shotgun set, 2 running backs in the backfield. They'll hand it off this time to Johnson. Johnson tries to, that is Jaron. That's Livingston out there this time, and he'll get taken down at the 45-yard line, just short of the line to gain. And it'll be 3rd and 1 from the 45. 2 running backs set again. This time hands it off to Livingston again. He'll push forward, get the first down and more. Gets taken down at the 41-yard line, and it'll be a Tony McAfee State Farm Carolina Forest first down.
And this is where you're just going to see Livingston and Jaron Fox just kind of run this clock down. Khalil Johnson's your big playmaker. Right now, you just want to run time off the clock, and you see this clock trickling down to 8:50 to go in this game, and I don't see a reason why you wouldn't just run right up in between the tackles with Fox and Livingston for the rest of this game.
They'll go with 2 running backs again. This time handing it off to Fox, and Fox breaks through, and he's gone. Touchdown, Panthers.
Well, so much for that.
Yeah, so much for running clock. He just broke through the gap, and there was no one in front of him.
There's a flag down.
Yeah, this one's probably coming back.
Oh, what a run by Jaron Fox, though.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait to see what the call is.
Yeah, it's going to be holding.
Yep.
You just got to feel bad for Jaron. Jaron Fox just had a really good run right there.
And that would have given all 3 main backs, all 4 runners.
The three main ball carriers for today would all have a touchdown. Or the four of them would have had a touchdown. And 3 of the 4 would be over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah. So that'll push them back. It'll be a 1st and 20.
First and here back to Carolina Forest.
Yes. They'll go with 2 running backs in the backfield. 1 wide on either side. This time Hamilton keeps it himself. Makes a one-man miss, breaks through a tackle,
oh my goodness.
And still on his feet, finally gets taken down at the 34-yard line. But after it being 3rd and forever, now it's 4th and manageable. And you'd have to imagine they're going to go for it. Oh, actually, it's going to be second down.
But, I mean, Ethan Hamilton has carried at least 2 players from Myrtle Beach on his back and just got an extra 3-4 yards just from that alone.
8 minutes left to go in the game.
Is number 6? Who's number 6? Quavius Drawn?
Yeah, Quavius Drawn.
So he's actually in the game right now.
Yeah.
So, but that should tell you that it's not an injury that's catapulted Livingston and Jaron Fox up to the front.
Play action pass. Hamilton throws it incomplete.
That's gonna be pass interference though.
So there is a penalty marker. Was trying to get it to Brody Schubert on that pass.
And yeah, no play on the ball made, and that's an easy call for the ref. Yeah. And they're gonna spot it at the 19-yard line.
That's actually Quavon Ward out there playing wide receiver. And the pass interference gives Carolina Forest a new set of downs at the 19-yard line. 2 running back set. As the sun starts peeking out a little bit, they'll hand it off
to Drawn,
and he will get swallowed up after a gain of maybe 1. They're just going to say he got back to the line. 7.5 left to go in the game.
And you got to wonder if that's kind of part of the insight into Mark Morris's running back usage. Quavius Drawn not the explosive or big enough to fill either one of those roles, and therefore he's kind of been shoved down the depth chart.
Yeah. They'll go with the 2-back set again. They'll run the triple option. Hamilton will keep it himself, he fumbles it.
But it'll be Carolina Forest ball still.
So Quavius Drawn luckily was right there to fall on it, and that'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 12. Six and a half minutes left to go in the game, and the sun's really starting to come out now.
Although, would you kick a field goal with JJ here?
Maybe.
I mean, for poops and laughs.
Yeah.
But the offense is staying on the field, but it's too close for a punt.
True.
I say you just give JJ Chedek a chance.
I think they're gonna go for it.
I mean, you got 10 seconds on the play clock left. I don't know. Unless
they're just letting the clock run down?
Down all the way? 2 seconds on the play clock left. They're not even set yet.
Yeah,
they're not going to get it off.
Run out.
Delay a game, yeah. So now...
now what do you do? That makes the decision even harder because now...
Carolina Forest to get a touchdown here.
No, not at all. Refs are discussing it, and it's going to be a pass interference on North Myrtle Beach.
Although, is it not? If it's in the end zone, it's not a spot foul, or it's not a. It's not at the.
No.
It's not at the 2-yard line. If it's
I think it is at the 2-yard line.
No, they're marking them at the back of the original line. What is going on?
I have no idea, but either way.
But they're saying it's still 4th down.
No, it says it's first down on
on the board, but down on the field, it's still fourth down.
Unless
the
the down operator didn't change the dial it down.
I don't know.
They'll run the speed option, pitches it out to Fox. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's Fox.
Okay, it is Fox. That's what I thought. I just wasn't sure if it was Fox or if it was Livingston.
There's a flag down again, so I don't know what is going on now. We've entered the Twilight Zone again. Remember the CMB kickoff classic when Loris against Loris?
Yeah.
That's what this is now.
Yep.
Whole bunch of flags. All of the flags.
Yep, we're getting all of the flags here now.
So now Carolina Forest offense is coming off the field. So that was fourth down. They're just going to decline the penalty.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
How, if it's pass interference in the end zone, is it not
How
first
is it
down?
still fourth down? Yeah. But with 5 minutes left to go in the game,
okay.
I mean, I don't think
it really. I think everyone's just trying to go home.
Yeah.
I mean, I have work after this, so I can't really go anywhere.
They'll go shotgun pistol. One way on either side. They'll hand it off. Breaking through the line and getting a decent amount of yardage is Drew Prince with the carry.
I'm really confused at how North had a penalty and then it's still fourth down.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do I know? Whatever. It's 4:50 to go in the game.
Shotgun pistol once again. Play action pass, rolling it out to his right and dumping it down in the flat. Caught by Prince, and he will get pushed out of bounds, but gets a good chunk of yardage and another first down for North Myrtle Beach.
So what I'm seeing a lot more on this defense, though, is Mark Morris must be drawing up some stunt blitzes because number 33 has been starting on the end and then just coming up the middle and kind of confusing this offensive line for North Myrtle Beach, and I'm liking how the defense is using it.
They'll run the triple option, pitches it out. Trying to get around the corner is Bellamy, and he will get pushed out of bounds at around the... They're going to say he got all the way up to the 50 before getting pushed out of bounds. 4.5 left to go in the game. Pistol set.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's going to be offside. Another flag. Flags everywhere.
We were doing so well for a while.
Yeah.
And then...
It kept the game moving a little bit.
Yeah.
We were moving fast. But now we are...
Slowing things down
a little
time.
bit. Yeah. 1st and 5.
Pistol set, play action pass. Cloninger looking deep on the slant route. It's caught and getting tackled into the end zone. Couldn't see what number that was. But either way, it is a touchdown for North Myrtle Beach.
And this game's going to look a lot closer than it was.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of those games where the score does not tell the whole story.
Yes.
It might only be a 2-touchdown win for Carolina Forest, but it was definitely not.
Unless they score again.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have 4 minutes left to go. So
they're going to actually go for 2 here.
Wow.
Which I don't really see the...
I guess they think they're close enough that they still have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
They're going to go pistol. They'll
swing it to the outside, and he breaks a
tackle and just gets stood up just short. Bellamy with the catch, but not quite able to get the touchdown. Or the 2-point conversion.
The 2-point conversion.
So it's now 35-20 with 3:57 left to go in the game. We'll take a quick break and come right back with more Carolina Forest Panther football action.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Tony McAfee, right here in Carolina Forest, can switch you over so you can start saving today. Tony and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Tony McAfee, it's easy to switch and save. Just give him a call. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
3:57 left to go in the game. Panthers up 35-20. But like you mentioned before, the score is not going to be indicative of how this game finished.
No. I think I honestly would be surprised if North Myrtle Beach's offense touches the ball again. I think Carolina Forest offense just comes in. They're going to go for the onside kick, though.
Yeah. The Chiefs are definitely going for it. They're trying to keep this game alive, as it's a high bounce, and North Myrtle Beach almost comes up with it, but the Panthers are able to recover it.
And that should
just about do it with 3:54.
They still have three. North Myrtle Beach still has all three timeouts, but
yeah, so.
I think if this Panthers offense has shown us anything, it's the fact that they're not going to.
One first down should basically do it.
Basically. Probably 2 first downs. If I had to guess, 2 first downs. But, I mean, again, it could be another Jaron Fox thing where it's a touchdown and we just give the ball right back. So
ball on the Carolina Forest 48-yard line. They'll go shotgun set, hands it off to Johnson, and he is gone. One man to beat, and
there must be some trash talking on the stands because the fans are waving bye to somebody. That was funny. But Khalil Johnson just broke a big one, a 52-yard touchdown run.
Did that get him over 200?
I don't think so because of how little he's produced.
In the
second half.
Yeah, in the third and fourth quarters.
But I'm checking it right now. 184.
Oh,
so he's just short.
So 3:45 left to go in the game, so he may have an opportunity to score, or may have an opportunity to get up to 200. But the extra point is up and good, and now it's 42-20. And that we were talking about running some clock off, and instead Khalil Johnson says, nope, I'm not done yet. I'm going to break this.
That's his third rushing touchdown of the game, by the way.
What?
Third rushing touchdown for Khalil Johnson. Just an absolute dominating performance by this Carolina Force rushing game.
So North Myrtle Beach will get the ball back, and we'll see if they're definitely, based on how they were before, they're definitely still going to try, but this one's out of reach.
Yeah, this one should be well out of reach.
22-point lead for Carolina Forest with 3:43 left to go in the game.
I'll tell you, these stats are going to be fun to do whenever I get home. This is it was an offensive performance. Jaron Fox is the third leading runner. And shoot, Ethan Hamilton had that on one run, the 71-yard touchdown run. He almost had all of Jaron Fox's yards on one run for a touchdown.
Yeah. The kick is up and will be caught at the 12-yard line, taking it out and being tackled down at the 23-yard line. That's where North Myrtle Beach will start on offense. Make that the 25. North Myrtle Beach comes out in the pistol with 2 wide on either side. Actually, they'll go shotgun now. Cloninger takes a snap. 3-step drop, rolls out to his right. Still looking, getting some pressure. Still on his feet, and just now finally throws it away. Almost intercepted. but it will fall incomplete. Again.
Guess who it was?
Yeah.
It was Albach.
Yep.
It was Albach in the backfield just chasing Clevenger around.
And Joseph Dial almost with the pick.
Yeah, this defense has also.
Bellamy's able to catch it. Catch.
And Joseph Dial on that tackle right there in the open space. It's really hard to tackle Bellamy, as we've seen, as the low snap. He's going to look deep, and he's going to not find his man. It's going to be incomplete on the far side, broken up by number 8 on the far side for Carolina Forest.
Number 8, Jordan Sandiford.
Who we hadn't said his name all year up until last week, where he had the fumble recovery that set up the Carolina Forest offense.
It seems like there have been a lot of new players on the defensive side these last couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Mark Morris seems to be wanting to switch things up on the defensive front. 2.5 minutes left to go in the game.
And they're marching. There was a penalty flag somewhere. They're marching them back all the way to the 20-yard line.
Probably a holding, I would assume, or I'm not sure.
Something
pretty major, because it was a 15-yard penalty.
The sun is all the way out now.
Yeah.
Finally, some sun after the past
2 days.
2 days of all rain.
Shotgun set, 3 wide on the near side. Clevenger takes the snap, 2-step drop, dumps it off, and it's caught by Gore in the flat, and he'll get taken down after a gain of 6.
And Jonathan Reeves right there with a good one-on-one tackle to prohibit any run after the catch yardage there, and just setting up a third and very, very long, 3rd and 22.
3rd and long. 3rd and from here back to Carolina Forest.
Low
snap. Clevenger has to get it off. Albach takes him down. Did he get that pass off?
No, it was a sack.
Okay. He was trying to get it off, but he was not able to, and Albach gets another sack. That's his second or third?
Second of the game.
Okay.
He's had a lot of pressure. He's had so many QB pressures. He has been absolutely ridiculous.
And I believe was he the one that got the big blindside hit on?
No, Braylon Fernandez came off the edge for the big blindside hit, but heard no spectators are allowed on the field. I'll remember that when I go storm the field. But this has been a really good defensive show. Albach especially.
4th and very